Greetings, Bat Family. It's me, Andy DiGenova from Holy BatCast, and welcome back to the Week in Batman. So let's get started. Here we go. Top 5 news stories around Batman and the DC Universe in the past week or so. Number 1, here we go. This is a random and interesting one. Michael Bay, the one and only Michael Bay from Transformers fame, The Rock, The Island, Armageddon, all those, that Michael Bay. He's interested in directing Lobo, and apparently Warner Brothers is interested in him directing Lobo as well. So they've been talking about it, I guess. This is according to The Wrap, I think. According to The Wrap. And it's gotten so far that Michael Bay has given feedback and notes on the script that's being written by Jason Fuchs. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. I'm sorry. Don't at me. Jason Fuchs co-wrote Wonder Woman, and he's writing the Lobo script. Apparently, the current script would be really, really expensive, and Warner Brothers and Bay do not want to make a Lobo movie that's $200 million, and so they're rewriting it to get it down to something a little more manageable, but apparently, Michael Bay's interested. I don't know how to feel about this. I think it is random. I'm not the Michael Bay fan that I once was. He's worn out some of the goodwill that I had towards him over the past few years. But it's Lobo, so I'm willing to give him a shot. I hope he pulls it off, but it's random, and we'll see what happens. So I'm not opposed. It could be interesting. Hopefully he impresses us. Anyway, moving on to number 2, more random news. A couple months ago, we heard about Todd Phillips developing a Joker Origins solo film that is detached from the shared DC Films universe. It's its own thing, being produced by Martin Scorsese. When that news came out, I didn't know if we'd ever hear about it again, but we've heard about it again. It seems like it is still alive, and they may have their Joker. Now, apparently they wanted Leonardo DiCaprio, and we haven't heard anything about that. I don't know what happened, but now they're talking to Joaquin Phoenix. And Joaquin Phoenix has been rumored for quite a few of these different comic book roles, and he hasn't signed on to any of them, but he's in talks for this one, which is interesting. I think he's a great actor. He certainly can pull off the crazy, and so I'm not opposed to it. I think he could be good. I'm less excited about the project itself, but I hope they've got something really cool up their sleeves that will get me more excited. But Joaquin Phoenix, I think, is a cool and exciting step in the right direction. I think he could be really good, so we will learn more as it develops. Moving on, number 3, more random Batman movie news. This one is direct to video. We are getting a movie called Batman Ninja. You may have heard or seen it or seen about it over the past couple months, but now we have an English language trailer, which means the movie will be dubbed in English, and some release dates and a synopsis. So now I'm going to read you the synopsis. So it's like story time with Andy. Here we go. Here's what it says. It says, Batman Ninja takes a journey across the ages as Gorilla Grodd's time displacement machine transports many of Batman's worst enemies to feudal Japan, along with the Dark Knight and a few of his allies. The villains take over the forms of the feudal lords that divided the land, with the Joker taking the lead among the warring factions. As his traditional high-tech weaponry is exhausted almost immediately, Batman must rely on his intellect and his allies, including Catwoman and the extended Bat family, to restore order to the land and return to present-day Gotham City. There you go. I actually really like the synopsis because I think it's cool that it is still connected to continuity or traditional Batman. I originally thought it was just this weird Elseworlds thing where it's like, oh, it's its own thing, it's random, whatever. I think it's cool that they're writing it into the story of, oh no, it's Batman and the Joker and the Bat family, but they get magically transported to feudal Japan. That's kind of interesting. The animation is very interesting, and when I saw this trailer, my reaction was kind of like, huh, bizarre. Well, what the hell? Okay, I'm in. That's fine. So yeah, we will see. We can see it very soon. It's coming up this spring. Like I said, it's going to be digital on April 24th, and it'll be on Blu-ray and DVD on May 8th. And so I'm sure we will review that on the podcast. Just like the last 2 pieces of info about Joaquin Phoenix and Michael Bay, we discussed that in detail on the audio podcast. So if you'd like to hear me and Jamie break those news stories down in a little more detail, check out the audio podcast for that. Moving on, number 4, fourth piece of news. This is a little update on the Nightwing film from director Chris McKay. A little while ago, he said he might have an update around Valentine's Day to share. And guess what? Valentine's Day has come and gone, and he did share an update. I don't think it is the detailed update that many fans were hoping for, but that's just the way it goes, but this is what he said on Twitter. He says, the Nightwing script is expected very soon. Working on a Rip-O-Matic to show the studio. This is going to be a long process, so don't expect casting news anytime soon. We're taking our time. Expect big things from DC, Jeff Johns, and the WB team. Exciting year ahead. So the project is alive, they're working on it, but it's going to be a long process, so let's not hold our breath that we're getting anything immediately. It's good that they're taking their time, but yeah, I'm a greedy fan and I want it now. But I gotta say, one thing I love about Chris McKay is how he engages the fans, and he answers questions, and he's as upfront as he's allowed to be with us. I think what a cool guy. Like, I love that about him, and I love that he's trying to keep us in the loop as best he can, but he's also being very real with us. So if we were expecting the casting announcement, got to be more patient. But glad to hear that there's stuff happening. Chris McKay, we're rooting for you. Give us that Nightwing movie. I can't wait, but I'll have to wait because, as you say, it's going to be a long process. Anyway, one last little tidbit here. Our 5th news story. This is about Aquaman. As we know, the Aquaman film is coming in December. Still have a ways to wait. But there was a WB licensing show in the past week or so, and some folks saw some of the merchandise for Aquaman, which apparently included a kid's Halloween costume, but it was apparently exactly like the classic costume that Aquaman wears in the comic books. So it seems like Aquaman, Arthur Curry, is going to get a new costume in the film, and that's really cool. That's interesting. We saw this photo. It was making its way around a few months ago, and some people didn't know if it was real or if it was fake, but to me it always looked legit, and now with this new rumor that he's going to get a comics-accurate costume, just lends further credence that this photo might be legit, and he's going to wear the classic duds, which I think is cool. I'm totally down for that. I think he looks great if that's how it's going to end up looking. So, exciting news there. Until then, that's all we got until we wait for a trailer or footage or anything more from Aquaman. So there you go. There's top 5 news stories of the DC Universe. Thanks so much for joining. As always, make sure, please subscribe. Please do. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so be one of those. Be part of the family. We would really appreciate it. But until next time, I'm your host, Andy DeGenova. Thank you again for taking time out of your day to listen to me jabber about Batman. You can do that always on the audio podcast, so if you listen to this and you're like, man, I wish there was an hour and 45 minutes more of that, the podcast. That's where you can get it. But in the meantime, I'm signing off. We'll see you soon. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Holy BatCast. You can watch some of our other videos right here, and please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. You can also go to our website, holybatcast.com, so where you'll find the audio podcast. And if you listen to that show, do us a huge favor, please go to iTunes and rate and review the show there. It really helps get the word out about the show. Plus, on that website, where you're going to be able to pick up and purchase your very own stylish Holy BatCast shirt of your very own. So if you're feeling jealous, you can get one of these for you or a Bat fan in your life. You can also find us all over social media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just search for Holy BatCast, and there we are. And like Michael Keaton's Batman always says, I want you to tell all your friends about me. So tell your Bat fans in your life about Holy BatCast, because we're always interested in meeting new Batman fan friends. So that will do it for this episode. We will see you around Gotham.